GoHighLevel just released their new AI super agent feature that allows you to do absolutely everything with just a few prompts and an agent that you build inside of your GoHighLevel account that is absolutely changing the way AI agencies are fulfilling on their service for clients. And these are features that I'm currently using today inside of my agency to save me a bunch of money on payroll and get better results for all of my clients. And in this video, I sat down with a good friend of mine named Dominic, who's been in the GoHighLevel space for over 5 years now and is super technically savvy. So he showed exactly how to build this new AI super agent to pretty much automate a ton of the actual manual tasks you'd have to do when onboarding clients or even for yourself for that matter. So I think this video is going to save you a bunch of time. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. Alrighty guys, GoHighLevel has just released a new super AI agent feature, and I'm here with Dominic, who's a GoHighLevel wizard. He's going to be showing you guys kind of how it's changing the AI agency model. It has a bunch of features we're going to be covering in this video that has allowed us to automate a lot of different parts in our agency. And there's some parts that are really good and there's some parts that still need to be improved. But Dominic, I'll let you quickly introduce yourself and kind of we'll jump into it.
Yeah, guys, this is my, I think, first time ever on Carson's channel, and obviously his first time on mine. So this is really cool. I'm excited to work with them and show him everything about this new super agent. So obviously we know that GoHighLevel is just constantly pushing out these new features. It's getting to a point where I think if you're new to GoHighLevel and you're watching now and you're seeing all of these AI Studio getting pushed out and Ask AI and now this super agent, you're probably like, what is going on? How does this all make sense to me as an agency owner? And why did we just do this massive pivot from like social media marketing agency straight into AI agency? Well, that's what we're going to try to be explaining today, because what the super agent is supposed to do, and it's kind of, you know, the reason why GoHighLevel spent so much time on this is because the super agent is kind of the glue that connects everything else together. The AI Studio, the forms that you're building, anything that you're building in Ask AI, anything that you're building with the AI conversation bot, voice AI bot, any of those things, and the entire CRM of GHL. That's going to be like all of your appointments, anything that you do with pipelines and opportunities. It's all being connected by that glue, which is that super agent. And it's going to be able to do absolutely everything when it's perfected, when it's ready to go. It's obviously in beta test mode right now. So I have to preface that it is in beta. We're going to go over all the benefits, all the negatives right now, and where we think this is going to be and what it's going to be for your agency in the next couple months.
Cool. Easy. And Dom, is this out? I know it's in beta, but is it out for everyone right now, or is it going to be out within the next like week or two?
If you guys go to your settings tab, and I'll show you guys how to do this when I share my screen, and go to the labs section, then yes, you can get it right now. Anybody can get it. It goes live in 30 days. We're filming this on July 1st. So cool. When August hits, it'll be live in everybody's account. And I would like to preface this as well. We don't know yet. GoHighLevel has not announced yet. And I have some inside knowledge with GHL. I talk to them obviously all the time in Slack. We don't know what the price point is yet on this. Right now it's just free. So enjoy it while it's free, enjoy it while it lasts, and we'll figure that out, you know, when GoHighLevel figures that out.
Cool. Easy. All right. Well, maybe if you want to pull up your screen, we can kind of set it up. And the reason I wanted to do a video with Dom on this was because my developer on my team has been talking about it a lot around some of our client accounts. We're introducing some of these features to just systematizing the entire process when we onboard clients, and we also just fulfill for them, because obviously we've switched off of any sort of third-party AI calling tools and pretty much made it all native inside of GoHighLevel. The only thing that is third-party is, of course, running ads on Facebook and Meta, so that's kind of just a given. But everything else is held in high level. So obviously that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, Dom, if you want to pull up your screen, we can jump into it.
Perfect. All right, guys. So once you are inside of GoHighLevel, you have to be in a sub account. We are not on agency view. So you guys can technically build this for any clients because it's a sub account view. And once you're in AI agents right here under Agent Studio, you will see super agents. And if you don't see that, it's because it's in beta test mode. All you got to do is go into settings right here, scroll all the way down to the labs feature. If you guys don't know what labs are, it's basically the ability to test out all the beta features before they go live. So right here, it says activate now. It goes live in 30 days. Agent Studio, super agent, turn it on, and boom, it's already in your account. So that's all you got to do. I recommend everybody doing that.
You want to delete that agent right there or no?
Yeah, I'll delete it. I'll go from scratch. So as you can see, I've already built one. I actually just did an entire like 2-hour video on a junk removal super agent. And this is going to be a little painful, but I'm going to delete it right here. I don't need it. It was just a nice little concept video where I was breaking down everything about the super agent. I'm going to start from scratch, and we're going to create a brand new agent and talk about what this thing is, how it's different than conversation AI and voice AI, and how it's different than Ask AI up here. Because like I said, it's kind of the glue that holds all those things together. So we're going to create the agent. And as you can see right here, we've got a bunch of different options. The first thing they do is they break down what type of agents can you create. And it's nice. They give you 3 different options here. And obviously there are millions of different options and so many different ways that you can create this. But here are the 3 different options they give you, or examples. It says, build me an agent that follows up with leads who haven't replied in 3 days. So as you can see, this is going to be an agent that you could build for genuinely any type of industry. Most service-based industries would require some type of 3-day, 5-day, 10-day follow-up sequence if they're running Facebook ads or something like that. So this could be built in any manner for any industry, any service that you can think of. The next one is create an agent that tags new contacts as a VIP when their deal value is over 10K. So a good example of this is like if you ran some type of coaching program, you had a $10,000 offer and you wanted to tag someone as VIP whenever they purchased that offer. I mean, that's kind of cool, but you can obviously like automate that in the workflows. It's not that big of a deal. The next one is make an agent that handles inbound chat questions using my knowledge base. We're going to get to that in a second. And hands off complex ones to humans. So this is basically saying that the super agent here can go through an entire conversation with someone, one of your customers, and go, okay, I know everything about this customer now, everything they're asking, but now it's getting a little complex and they need like a human handover. So it will hand over to a human, one of the employees. So really cool, but these are just 3 random, basic examples. It can do anything. We're going to get to the point where there are going to be millions and millions of super agents that all do different things. And I know when you have such a broad amount of potential, it can get a little weird, it can get a little difficult, but I'm going to try to break down in this video the simplicity behind what we're trying to accomplish with a super agent as an agency owner or as someone who maybe is like 1 week into GoHighLevel. So that's what I'm going to try to accomplish in this video here. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is the use case. So as you can see, we've got 4 different use cases. I assume GoHighLevel is going to add way more than just 4, but for right now, we're going to start with these 4. The first one is knowledge base. This is probably what most of you are going to be starting with. Knowledge base assistant basically answers the questions using your knowledge base. It's ideal for support and FAQs. If you guys don't know what knowledge bases are, we're going to break that down too, because you have to have a knowledge base in order to use this. And a knowledge base is basically the brains of the operations, the brains of the entire AI agent. If you're doing this for a junk removal company, then you would basically create a knowledge base prompt that studies everything about that junk removal company. I'm talking everything that they do, all their services, when they open, when they close, who the owner is, all the employees, everything, anything that that company does, anything that anybody would know about that company, the knowledge base would study it, it would know it, and then the AI super agent would be built off the backbone of that knowledge base. So that's probably the example we're going to do in this video. But next we have a community moderator. I mean, it's cool. If you guys have a community, this can welcome new members, answer common questions, flag content that breaks the guidelines, kick people out. It can basically do anything. As I kind of explained earlier, the super agent connects directly to your GHL CRM. So anything that you can kind of do inside of GoHighLevel, this is connecting to it. Kind of like how Ask AI does it, where you can go in and say, hey, Ask AI, can you build me a pipeline and opportunity? Can you build me a service-based calendar for my landscaping company with 5 different employees having 5 separate calendars for 5 separate services? Whatever you want to do, Ask AI will build the entire thing because it's connected to GHL directly. And that's kind of what this is, but instead of having to ask it, it's supposed to do it for you. So instead of you having to go, hey, can you do this every single time? The super agent is supposed to know, it's supposed to be programmed when to do those actions, which is why this has potential to be, in my opinion, the greatest feature in GoHighLevel history, if done correctly.
So just to understand a little bit more, so this agent essentially can go into any of the features in HighLevel and essentially execute actions. So like if you wanted to build a voice AI bot, are you able to do it from here, or do you have to do that still within the voice AI kind of like category and section?
That's a great question. I actually had a comment about that on one of my last YouTube videos. Was like, does this integrate with voice AI? This is supposed to integrate with absolutely everything, and if it doesn't, just like with Ask AI, they're going to update it to do so. Yes, it will integrate with voice AI. We can test it out. I haven't tested it out too much. It's only been out for like 36 hours, I think. So I've tried to test it out as much as I possibly can. Or not 36 hours, sorry, like 3 days, I think, maybe 3 or 4 days. So it hasn't been out for long enough at all. But I've been testing out a lot of. I've done the social media posting. I'll get to that in a second. But the next one I want to talk about was email campaigns, because this is another really good use case. If you wanted to manage your entire email campaign and not only manage it and send it out and have everything programmed for your email campaigns, but also respond and set up appointments based off of the customers responding in the emails. Like, it can add tags, it can add tasks, it can do basically anything that you'd want it to do for the contact based off what they send back in the emails. So that's pretty cool. It can also like unsubscribe you from a list if you want to be unsubscribed or this or that, whatever. You know, it basically is your 24/7 assistant, and it can do that for not only you as an agency owner, which is great, but it can also do that for all of your clients. So you can sell this, you can position this as a 24/7 customer support, which is great, but we kind of already had that with AI Conversation Bot. You know, we had that already, but you can also say it's a sales rep, and most importantly, it's a CRM manager. So that's the third one, the CRM manager part. That's the part that got me thinking like, oh, wow, this is really exciting. This is a whole new level. We already had the customer support stuff with the AI Conversation Bot that answers FAQs. Like, it was great. It's awesome. We love it. But now the ability to be a CRM manager and have an AI bot that is a 24/7 CRM manager inside of GHL, that saves you as an agency owner so much time trying to like train all of your clients, going to the junk removal client that you just signed up for $300 a month and going, all right, here's your calendar and this is how you do this and this is how you do that and here's your pipeline with 9 stages and here's how you move it from one stage to another. Like, having to explain that, it takes a lot of time, and it also is not good for churn rate too, because these junk removal guys, these roofing clients, these people that are in the fields every day and working in these service-based industries, they don't want to do this. They don't want to look at this. They don't want to learn GoHighLevel. That's kind of why they signed up with you in the first place. So having this agent do all of that for them, you know, the concept of it is unbelievable and incredible.
100%.
And that's what we're going to be talking about here. So the next one was social media posting. I made a whole video on this. It was pretty cool. And basically, it's the ability to be your social media manager. So a lot of people, when they got into GoHighLevel years and years ago, they used GHL as a way to integrate with all different types of media. So integrate with Facebook, integrate with Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever, you know, anything that you want to integrate with, and then be the social media manager for whatever clients that they were onboarding. And that's great, you know, whatever, it's great. It wasn't really my thing. I never liked just being a social media manager. You want to know why? Because it never ends. So you're always posting. I like things that I can kind of set up and forget, you know, and walk away.
Sure.
And social media managing is not something that you can set and forget until now. Now you technically can, because if you feed the social media manager and this super agent bot and create it by clicking right here, the social media manager poster, then you can actually upload, like, let's say 25, 30 photos from the junk removal company. And not only will it post all of those, it will change the dimensions based off where you're posting. It will post for you. It will do all the descriptions. It will do all the hashtags. It will even answer people who like comment. Like, it's kind of crazy what it can do. And so I built one of those on my channel as well, which was really cool. But we're going to skip these 3 right here. We're most likely going to spend a lot of our time in the knowledge base assistant. And so when you click on it, it looks like this. It's pretty simple. I mean, there's not much to it. I thought the user, like the interface was really, really good. And then how you set it all up is actually really, really simple. So check this out here. We've got the ability to describe what you want the agent to do. And when you describe it over in the left, it changes over here in the right. This is your prompt right here. This is everything that this bot is going to do. Now, I know this prompt looks a little small. This is just the basic one that they give you right out the gate. So as you can see, the instructions say you are the knowledge base assistant for this business. Your job is to answer questions accurately, shows all the CRM capabilities, the primary goals, answering rules, tone and style, escalation, and then the rules at the bottom. So this is just basic. There's nothing in here. It doesn't know anything about whatever business that we're setting up. We have to change this. That's going to be like 90% of the heavy lifting that we're doing. And I usually have ChatGPT do that for me, which I'm going to show you guys as well. But also we need to look at the triggers, the skills, capabilities, and the knowledge base down here. The trigger. What triggers the bot to actually occur? We don't have a lot of triggers right now. I assume they're going to add more soon. This thing's only been around for like 3 days, guys. Give it some time. But right now we have 3 different trigger events. We have chat started. So whenever there's a chat at all, email, text message, whenever a chat is started inside of the sub account, that is what is going to trigger this agent to do whatever it is that you're training it to do. The next is form submitted. If I do form submitted, I do a drop down menu. I can see all my internal forms. You cannot see external forms. I did an entire video on that right before this about how I think GoHighLevel should add external forms in here. I even tried to do a loophole and tried to like trick the system, but it didn't work. Because if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, external and internal forms, I'm going to give you a quick rundown, super simple rundown. Internal forms are just the forms that you build on GHL. When you go to the sites tab and you go to forms and you add it to the website, you guys have all seen forms. They're just the forms that you build. But if you do an external form, it's one that's built inside of AI Studio. So it's like vibe coded. So it's technically external from GHL. And those require a little bit more of a setup. They're still super easy. You can do it in like 3 minutes, but they do not connect directly to external forms. So if you're going to build an AI Studio vibe coded website, which is the best way to build websites for your agency and for your clients, then you have to remember that you cannot use the form as the trigger, at least for right now. I'm going to talk to GoHighLevel about getting that added. I think it would be an amazing addition. Next, we have lead tag. That's basically just whenever you add a tag. So in my opinion, that's a little more manual. I don't like anything manual. I like this bot to be able to do everything automatically. So I would probably stay away from lead tag unless you have some type of reason as to why you would want lead tag as your trigger. So chat start is probably going to be the best one. Or if we really want to just make sure we're 100% set up correctly, we could do form submitted and we could go in and test it out and submit that form. We could go in here, click main contact form, and actually fill it out like we're a customer. We can do either one. For right now, we'll keep it at chat. Next, we have skills. So this is where it gets really interesting. So if I click default, check this out, guys. Look at how many skills this already has. 423 skills, bro. So anything that's built inside of GHL, we've got conversations, add an inbound
So it
message.
trains up based on everything in your account, pretty much.
Yes, yes. And if there's something
That's
you don't want it
crazy.
to do, like let's say there's something we don't want it to do. We do not want it to touch payments. We don't want it to be involved in payments at all. I don't want this bot to touch my Stripe account to be able to do any of these things. I don't want it to be able to create a coupon. I don't want it to create order fulfillment, delete coupons, fetch given, providing configurations, any of these things. I don't want it to do. Then boom, I just click it off and I save it right here. It's good to go. Same with opportunities, same with objects, medias. It can literally be turned off or on for any of these things. And once it has that skill, it has that skill. It knows how to do that thing inside of GHL. So just like you would learn how to do these skills and you would come on here and you would learn all of these different things like creating an opportunity or adding followers or getting an opportunity or creating a pipeline, whatever, this can do that with the click of a freaking button. So pretty cool.
Crazy.
I'll turn these back
That's
on
nuts.
right. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like this is one of those things where yes, it's a concept right now. Not really. I mean, it's live. You guys can go play with it, but there are still a lot of bugs, a lot of things that need fixed. GoHighLevel always does this. They let us play around, let us ask questions, let us throw in requests, and then they figure it out and it starts to become perfected over time. That's exactly what we're seeing right here. I've played around with this for the last 4 days straight every single day. Now I'm playing around with it again today. Like this is like my fourth or fifth
This is
hour.
why this stuff is so cool. Is because like I think as the agency model kind of you could say evolves, right? Or just like any kind of online service-based business evolves. If you're providing a service and you're using like a tool, let's just say like HighLevel, it makes it so your onboarding and your fulfillment becomes more and more automated as the months go on, right? Like this is,
Yep.
I mean, this was not even, I didn't even think this was possible, really what you could do here, even like, a few months ago, right? So it's kind of crazy how fast this stuff moves.
Because it wasn't really possible. I mean, we had different opportunities to like create AI conversation bots and stuff, but that was usually just for FAQs. And then of course we had Ask AI, which you could go into Ask AI and have it do anything that you want. Like I said, create the pipeline and opportunity, but you'd have to go physically do that every single time, which, boo-hoo, it takes a couple seconds and a couple minutes. But what if we wanted the bot to kind of just take over all the time, every single day without ever having to do anything? That's why the super agent is so insane, because it has the ability to be us 24/7. Imagine if you're an agency owner. Just imagine this real quick. You know everything about GoHighLevel, literally everything. You know all of these tools, every single one of these 423. You're a professional. You know absolutely everything about it. Imagine if you were able to be a 24/7 customer support agent for every single one of your clients. Number one, that's impossible. But It's not. Like, this is kind of the ability to do that. So imagine the churn rate. If your
It's
client
nuts.
had you every time, every second they needed you, and you didn't have to pay for another employee. I mean, it's kind of insane from an agency standpoint. If you're watching this, which most of you are, and you're trying to start an agency or you have an agency, you should be freaking out about the possibility of this, because it can change.
Well, it's going to productize everything. Like, it's just going to make this to the point where, like, again, the big model I preach, I think you know it, Dom, but it's just like, we're going to run ads for business, and we're also going to set up like an AI caller on the back end to call up these new leads, and also maybe like a chatbot as well, to talk back and forth. Well, now we're at the point where AI can make the ads. Facebook's algorithm is so good, you don't really have to do much targeting on the ads themselves. And then now once they come into high level, pretty much everything's already built out, and it already knows your entire goal with every single conversation you're trying to have with leads, which is, I mean, people are, I charge 15, 20 grand, my agency, for services like super similar to what I'm showing you here, or what you're showing. And now it's just going to get even more automated. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's just going to bump everyone's margins, I think. And it's also going to increase client satisfaction, is my opinion.
I sure hope so. I mean, it sounds like that's exactly what it's going to end up doing. And it's going to also give you the ability to kind of scale a lot faster, because you can get this all set up in like, well, you're about to find out. Let me show you guys. So let's set this thing up from absolute nothing. We have nothing. I'm going to take this a step further. I'm not even going to know who I'm setting this up for. I'm going to go to Google, and I promise you, I'm going to find a random company. Let's go do it right now. Random company in my hometown. Let's find a really bad website or something. So let's go to Google. I'm going to share this.
Might be just showing. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. And let's do, what type of industry should we do? Let's do like, I just did junk removal, so I don't want to do that one.
You want to do like real estate agents or something?
I actually did a real estate agent one already. So I've done landscaping, real estate, and junk removal. I could do like pool cleaning.
HVAC or something?
Let's do pool cleaning. I want to do something a little bit more specific. So let's do a pool cleaning one. So let's go after pool cleaning or pool maintenance in general. I want to find something specific that people don't really target all the time. So let's do pool cleaning near me. Or I could do like pool construction. Usually pool cleaning and construction go hand in hand. I've clicked on that one. I've done a little thing on that one, but I've never set up a bot for them. So let's try one down here. M&M Pools. This is a pool contractor. Let me click on theirs. All right, they've got a website. Website's okay. Not really. It's not that great. We could do these guys. Okay, cool. So we've got M&M Pools and Spas. All I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the URL at the top, M&M Pools and Spas. It's going to take all the information that we have in here. Hopefully there's a good amount. I'm sure there's a bunch of different pages we can go to, pools. Yeah, we've got all of them.
Yeah.
Fiberglass. I just wanted to make sure they had a bunch of information, because we need to be able to extract all that. And I'm going to go straight.
So now we can give this to the super agent to learn, pretty much?
Correct. Yeah. Well, before I do that, I'm actually going to create a prompt. So I always go to ChatGPT for that. So we're going to go to ChatGPT first. Let me share this. There we go. So now that we're in a ChatGPT right here, I'm going to paste that right there, and I'm going to type in exactly what I want. So I'm going to explain to ChatGPT exactly what the situation is. I'm going to say, so I typed right here, study this entire website and company and come up with a perfect knowledge base, because as we went over this, we have to do the knowledge base first. That's the brain of the operations. And then that is designed to be a 24/7 customer support rep, a sales rep, and a CRM manager all in one for this business. I will need a rich text prompt. I'm going to get to that in a second too, for the knowledge base. And then after that, I need another prompt for the super agent specifically. So yeah, guys, I did this all in one, and I did it very summarized. You guys could obviously do a way more integrated prompt, like way more could go into it. And that's what I suggest doing. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how just this can come up with a pretty crazy prompt and something that we can actually use and go sell to this company right now. So for right now, it's going to build everything out for me. We've got the knowledge base right here. Knowledge base is probably going to be pretty long. It's not too long. It wasn't too bad there. And then it says, given what we built together for your pest control, junk removal, because it knows me, ChatGPT knows that I've done this 100 times, and other GoHighLevel super agents, I can make this significantly more advanced. I can build a complete AI operating system consisting of roughly 8 specialized super agents. We probably don't need that. That's a bit much. But ultimately, yes, we could have a super agent for all of these things. I'm just going to say I only want one super agent right now that can handle everything inside of the CRM. I can give you an example of the prompt template I need. So when I say that, it's because they already give you the example, guys. So sometimes ChatGPT needs to know how we are supposed to format these prompts, or else it might give us some crazy long prompt when we only need one that's like 3 paragraphs long. So let me go show you what I mean. As you can see it right here, we already have the instruction prompt. So I can copy all of this from top to bottom, copy it, and then send this over into ChatGPT and say, hey, this is the template that they give us, so it probably should be formatted this way. So now, boom, paste it right there, send enter, and let's see what it does. So there we go. It did the whole thing for us. All right, guys, so once it gave us this entire prompt, we can obviously go and copy and paste that. But for right now, I want the knowledge base first. So I'm going to say, give me the exact copy and paste knowledge base prompt. All right, guys, it took a couple attempts, but I finally forced ChatGPT to give me this insane knowledge base. This is usually how long a knowledge base should be. I'll show you. I will copy it, scroll all the way down. That's pretty crazy, but it needs to know absolutely everything about this company. So I'm going to copy it right here, and I'm going to save this as well before I go out and do that. So for right now, let me just rename it. You rename it by highlighting up here and typing. Pool Superbot. Okay. I'm just going to call it the Pool Superbot, publish it right here, and then we're going to head on back out. The next thing that we're going to do, we're already inside of AI agents, so this is going to be pretty easy. We're going to go over to knowledge base right here, and we're going to create a brand new knowledge base at the top right. We're just going to name it real quick. We're going to call it Pool Knowledge Base KB. You could put a description if you want, but it doesn't really matter.
In this same knowledge base you make here, just so people understand, you can actually put this in your voice AI as well. So it works both ways. You can put it in, the agent you're doing right now, and if you were to make a voice AI, you can go directly in there and kind of give it all the context.
Yep, 100%. So what we build here in this knowledge base, you can literally take to the conversation AI and the voice AI. So you can knock out like 3 birds with 1 stone. It's really, really cool. And it's why the knowledge base is honestly one of the most important things that you do in this entire video and in anything that you're doing with AI inside of GHL. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go to rich text. I'm going to do something over in web crawler, but for right now, let's go to rich text, and we're just going to add rich text. Rich text is the #1 way to train any type of bot. It's the best. It's just the best because ChatGPT just made us an entire rich text, like multiple pages long. This thing's insane, and it knows everything about M&M pools that I knew nothing about 5 minutes ago. So now I'm going to name this real quick. Pool KB. It doesn't really matter. We're going to save it right there. And now in under 60 seconds, this is going to be fully trained. And while we're waiting, let's go over to the web crawler. And this is what we're going to do with web crawler. We're going to add a website real quick, and we're going to go do the exact URL that we just grabbed. It has to be the main page. So let me make sure this is the main page. But check this out, guys. If I click exact URL and I do all URLs with the path, it's going to take every single path you can possibly go on this website. So check this out. Select pages to train. So as you guys can see, it says no sitemap found. I want to show you an example of what happens when a sitemap is found so you guys can see exactly what happens. But we are going to still go with this example, even though the sitemap wasn't found and it wasn't grabbing every single page. I'm going to click start crawling right now, and it's going to try to find every single page. But if I wanted to, I'm going to show you an example of what happens when the sitemap is actually found, because I've already done this with a couple other websites that I know have a sitemap. So let me go show you real quick. So here's an example of one that definitely worked when I used this drunk removal company. So let me select the pages to train, and this is what it looks like. So we have 33 different pages on this website.
Holy cow, so it'll take everything.
Yeah, it can understand everything on every page. Garage clean out, hot tub removal, the clean out here, another clean out, business clean out, storage clean out. It will take everything from this website and it will understand all of it. But that's because it already had a sitemap. The other one did not have a sitemap. So no matter what, if you have a sitemap, you just select all 33, train it, and you're good to go. That's all you got to do. This one has found 9 so far, so that's pretty cool. And it's going to try to, 10. It's going to try to find as many as it can. And then over in rich text.
That's so insane.
But check this out. Over in rich text, it's already trained. Everything we just did in ChatGPT is now trained. It knows all of those things, and we can go test it out right now inside of our Superbot. But I'm going to wait a quick little second. I want to make sure that the web crawler is in here. So let's make sure that that one is completely done. If it takes too long, it's fine. We can still build everything off of rich text. It doesn't really matter, but this will know and study everything off of that website. So that would be cool. Either way, I'm going to wait for that, and we're going to head on back over to the super prompt. Let me open a different, I have a different tab. I'm going to use this one.
Just real quick, just so I have some context.
Yeah.
Once this prompt is made and everything, essentially you can start building whatever you want out in high level based on the whole knowledge base, correct?
Yep, that's what the bot's going to be trained on.
Cool. Easy.
Okay, here we go. So check this out, guys. While we're waiting, we can go back to the pool superbot. And what we can do is we can edit the agent up here, and we can finally work on these instructions. We might as well get these instructions completely done. This is the most important part, like by far. The knowledge base is very important, but if the instructions are not set up perfectly, then what's the point? They won't know what to do with that knowledge base. So let's work on those instructions. We kind of already did it. So let's go back into ChatGPT real quick. And here it is. This is the Superbot. It shows everything in the exact format that we wanted it to be, where it shows the CRM capabilities. So it can create and update contacts. It can search for existing contacts. It can book appointments, update calendars, create and move opportunities, apply tags, update custom fields, add notes, send follow-up messages, and notify internal staff when escalation required. What else do you need? Like, seriously, it does all of those things. It's insane. It's ridiculous. And then as you can see, we have primary goals, which is to deliver exceptional customer service. Perfect. Convert new inquiries into booked consultations or service appointments. Amazing. Keep every customer record organized and up to date. Yes. Use the connected knowledge base before answering questions. Of course. Continue moving every lead toward becoming a customer. Now, the only thing I don't have in here, which it doesn't matter because I'm going to show you guys a really cool trick, even if you want to add stuff later, is I need to make sure it understands what our CRM is. This is the biggest problem that I had when I first started messing with this bot, is it didn't know what the CRM was, like the pipelines and the calendars, because they didn't exist. When I set it up, I didn't have any of those things in the sub account. I didn't have a calendar. I didn't have a pipeline. So how is the bot going to know where to move somebody if it doesn't exist? So that's something that you guys 100% have to understand before you do this, because you can have an amazing super bot that knows everything about the CRM, but if there's no CRM, then what's it doing, you know? So these are things that you have to ask yourself and you have to make sure you're prepared for. But either way, let's copy all of this real quick. So I'm going to copy this entire thing and I'm going to go back into GHL. And all we're going to do is take all of this and paste it right here. Now, guys, I'm about to show you a really nice cheat code, because most people would copy and paste it over in here where it says describe what you want your agent to do. If you do this, it honestly can crash your entire system, at least for right now. I hope they fix that. And when I say crash your system, you don't lose anything. It just logs you out of GoHighLevel and logs you back in. I've done this multiple times. It's logged me out multiple times. And if the prompt is too big, then it just won't work. It won't load. So I had to separate it into multiple prompts. This is pretty big. It's a little bigger than what we had, but it should work. I'm going to publish it over to the right, and hopefully everything is good. It looks like it's good right now. Yep, everything went through. But if I want to add something, like I said, that little cheat code I told you guys about, I can go describe what I want over here, and it can add it to this prompt. So for instance, let's say I wanted to add all my customers and all my leads to my pipeline that doesn't exist, because I would have to go build the pipeline. But if it existed, I could say, make sure to add it to the pool cleaning pipeline or the pool construction pipeline, whatever it is. It would have to know exactly which pipeline to add it to. And then same with calendars or anything else. Because like I said, you cannot have a bot that understands your CRM if you don't have a CRM. So that's why it's very important to still understand that this superbot can do all of these amazing things, but you need to have some of it built out, which is why Ask AI is still really, really popular and really important for an agency. So let's go talk about that real quick before we technically test this agent out at the top right. So let me go back over into the other GoHighLevel tab. If you wanted to know another really cool cheat code, I always have like 3 or 4 GoHighLevel tabs going whenever I'm using AI agents, because if I'm doing a knowledge base, or if I'm building like an AI studio website, I let all of them go at the same time, which is really cool. So you can have like 9 different AI agents working inside of your account at the same time, instead of having to wait until one is done and then go out and do a different thing and then do this and do that. You can have it all going at the same time. It's pretty crazy. So that's what I do. I'm going to go grab another tab real quick. And check it out. We had two little failures here, but it looks like it should be good to go. We can view it. It has sector detailed and then your sector. Honestly, those don't sound very important, so I don't really care about those. It still grabbed everything about that website, so now that knowledge base is going to be super powerful. But here's what I wanted to break down, guys. If we go to Ask AI real quick, we can actually have Ask AI build us the entire pipeline and the entire calendar or anything that we want. If we were doing like an invoice or if we were doing multiple opportunities, something in the payment section, something in the marketing section, any of these things over here on the left, anything that we're building with the CRM, Ask AI can build almost anything that you want. So when I told you guys you have to have a CRM ready for the super agent to be able to control the CRM, you can just have Ask AI do the entire thing. It's not that big of a deal. So for instance, let me show you a really quick example. Let's say I wanted it to build us a pipeline. Can you build me a pipeline with multiple stages for my pool construction company? Because I believe this company is for building pools, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what we're going to be doing right here. It's going to build the entire thing. And then after that, I can ask it to build the calendar. And then once those are built, I can then train the AI bot, which is already trained, but I can obviously add more to it. That's what we're going to do next. And then it will be trained on all of this stuff, how to move people through this pipeline, how to set up appointments, how to do all the follow-up. If they set up the appointment, they don't show, like anything, literally anything, add a tag that said they didn't show, then do another follow-up text and a follow-up email, then send a message to the owner of the actual business and say, hey, this person didn't show and you need to follow up here. Anything, literally anything you think of, it can do. It's like a 24/7 unbelievable customer support agent. So there we go. I'm going to submit this. We're going to add that to it. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to get that thing built in under 2 or 3 minutes. But while we're waiting, let's go to another page. All right, guys, while we're waiting on Ask AI to do all of that, we already broke down the triggers and the skills, but check out capabilities right here. We have web search capabilities. So this bot has the ability to actually search the web and find things that are on the internet, not even connected to GHL. That's really, really cool. I bet there's so many different use cases for this. So many things are going through my head, and I bet so many things are going through your guys' head of like, okay, how can I use this bot to search the web for whatever industry, whatever service that you guys want this bot to do. So pretty cool. We also have image generation. I kind of keep this one off. I tested this with a junk removal company the other day, and honestly, I just don't think the AI images are good enough. And if you're a service-based company in junk removal or pool construction or landscaping or something, and
Whatever
you're using
your client's in, yeah.
Yeah, and you're using AI images to showcase the work. I mean, sorry, but from a customer's point of view, I'm probably not going with you, man. Like, that's like, I mean, why would you show me a fake thing?
An AI roof or something?
Yeah, like if you're building a house and you use an AI home, then I'm like, where's the house you built? I don't want to see the house AI built. So I kind of stay away from that stuff. I kind of turn that off for not only my benefit, for the benefit of the actual company. What I thought was really, really good and really powerful was if you're working with like a junk removal or for like this pool cleaning company or this pool construction company, I would have them submit, like send in to the bot, which you can do. I'm going to show you this. Send into the bot like 20, 30, 40 photos of their past work. And then boom, you can have the bot schedule all those photos and create the entire post. Like, it's insane. I would do it that way instead of having it create some garbage AI image. But maybe that's just me. Now, here's the next step, the knowledge base. Check this out. Pool knowledge base right there. It's done. Publish it to the right. And now this bot is fully trained. It knows everything that the knowledge base knows. And we can finally test out the agent.
Perfect.
So check this out, guys. This is a fun part. This is where we finally see if this all works. The first thing I'm going to ask the agent, because you have to remember, the agent works for both the customer and the business owner. So I like to ask it 2 different questions. The first question is, what can you do for me? Let's see what it says. So check this out, guys. It answered as if it were the company M&M Pools and Spas. So it answered as if I was a customer and I was asking them what they did, just like you would see on like a chat bot or a customer support agent. So there we go. It said pool ownership, maintenance, chemicals, equipment, accessories, new pools, renovations, schedule appointments, manage your account, all those things. Now what I want to ask is, what can it do for my company, as if I'm the company and I need it to be my employee, not what it can do for me as a customer. So let's ask that.
You should dig into like how this is big when you set up a client account, how the knowledge base fully will reply in the texts and everything as like in high level for new leads as if it's your client, you know, because that's probably like what a lot of people watching my channel are probably looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Let me rephrase that so it answers. All right, guys, check it out. For me as the business owner, it can do contact management. It can create new contacts. It can search and update existing contact records. It can avoid duplicates if you don't want duplicate contacts, which are super annoying. It can do store names, phones, emails, addresses, and project details. Anything in the contacts tab, boom, it knows, it understands. Next, tags and custom fields. It can apply tags to categorize leads, new pool lead, service customer, hot lead. It can update custom fields like pool type, project budget, timeline, and more. It can keep every record rich with relevant data. Awesome. It can log detailed conversation notes. So it can add notes on every single contact. So for instance, let me give you like a really good example. Let's say this company's running Facebook ads. They're running a Facebook ad. Our trigger event for the bot is whenever a chat is started. The chat is triggered from the Facebook ad. They fill out a form, whatever, and it starts a chat. Once the chat is started, then the bot can take over, and not only can it try to be a sales rep and try to sell that lead and turn them into a customer and try to get them to book an appointment or a free estimate, whatever, it can do that. It can also add the notes based off everything that that person is saying. So let's say they're saying they want a 30-foot by 20-foot pool or something. They want a diving board. They have this is their budget. It's $70,000, whatever. If they say all of these things, it can now create the notes for that contact and send those notes off to the actual business owner or the employee that's dealing with it. I mean, it's just like, it's just insane. I mean, like having a summary of that, adding the tags, adding the custom fields, custom values, all the things that we would have had to do as agency owners and set up is all being done in real time with this. And that's what's so cool about it. And then after notes and activity, check this out. We got opportunity and pipeline management. So it does have that in here. It just doesn't know which pipeline to choose, which is what we're going to do next. But create new opportunities for sales prospects, move deals through the pipeline stages. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Because if you guys have been on GoHighLevel for a while, then what was the only way to really do that? There were only two ways. The first way was manually. You had to manually move everybody through the stages. The second way was to create pretty intricate automations inside of GHL that only someone who's been in GoHighLevel for months and months and months would know how to do. And then even after you did that, the business owner, your client, would still have to understand what's happening. They would still have to know, okay, well, now it's moved into this pipeline stage, so I have to follow up with this message, and then I have to do this. Like, they still have to understand all those things. This gives us the ability to not have to understand any of those things because it does it all for you. That's why it's so crazy. It's just unbelievable. And I can't wait till this thing is absolutely perfected because I think it's going to change the entire game. But that's opportunities and pipeline management. It also tracks where every lead is in the buying journey. Of course, that's what a pipeline does. Next, we have appointment and calendar management. So that's the ability to book consultations, reschedule or cancel appointments, and confirm upcoming appointments. It's really cool, but obviously we have the ability to do that with conversation AI. So conversation and AI voice builders could do that.
So is this kind of like integrated and synced with conversation AI? This thing, you can just give this same knowledge base, I assume, to it, and then it can kind of run with it after an agent's built?
So fun fact, whenever I have these questions like that, I always ask it. So check this out. I can go over here and I can say, can you sync with my conversation AI bot, question mark. And if it says no, sometimes it says no when I ask it if it can do certain things. These are always the things that I take over to GoHighLevel and I tell them, I'm like, hey, it would be really cool if this can sync directly with my conversation AI bot, directly with my voice AI bot. So even if it says no, it's like just the ability to be able to do that and our ability to be able to reach out to GoHighLevel and ask for that is really cool. And I know that it's going to be able to do it because if we wanted to do something, then obviously GoHighLevel is going to listen. So check this out. It says Pool Superbot is already set to handle incoming conversations via the chat started trigger and can work in your conversations using default CRM plugin. To sync with your conversation AI bot, I need to know which bot platform you mean so we can align handoff, routing, or shared knowledge. So kind of yes. Like in a sense, it's working in a handoff method or a routing method, but yes, as long as I tell them which bot to use. I don't think I have a bot in here ready, but if I did, I can just use the existing knowledge base, boom, connect it in here, and there you go. But with that being said, I at least need to work on the next step, which was telling them which pipeline I wanted them to add it to. So let me go make sure that pipeline's done. So now we're back into Ask AI, where it approved and built the entire pool pipeline with 9 different stages. Let's go see if it actually worked. We're going to go over to pipelines, which is in the opportunity section, and we should see another pipeline, boom, right here. Pool pipeline, we have new lead, site consultation, proposal sent, whenever a contract is signed, whenever a permit is submitted, whenever construction's in progress, final inspection, project complete, and then won or lost. We could add another one at the end if we wanted to say like review request or something. That's totally fine. We don't really care right now. We just wanted to make sure that they know that pool pipeline does exist and it's inside of the CRM. So now let's go back to this tab right here where I can describe to the agent again what I wanted to do. Can you connect only to my pool pipeline and move all my active leads throughout that pipeline accordingly? Boom, done. And guys, once again, AI prompts are very important. If I was doing this 100% for a client, I would not trust my version of what I think it should say. I would go to ChatGPT and I would explain everything. I'd be like, dude, it needs to be perfect. It can't just say, oh, move all my active leads throughout the pipeline accordingly. What does accordingly mean? You know, I would have a full description of everything that I need. Now, I assume this is going to be really, really good because Ask AI is freaking amazing, and like everything inside of GHL is really good when it comes to AI, but I still want to be, 100% sure. So I would go to ChatGPT, I'd have it create absolutely everything for me, including whenever I'm describing to the agent what I wanted to do. So check this out. It says updated your existing pool superbot to operate only your pool pipeline and to support bulk moving active leads throughout the pipeline using the default CRM plugin. Perfect. Now we can go over here to pool superbot and I can say, can you move Dominic Baptist to the second stage of the pipeline? Let's see if it even knows which pipeline that is and if it knows which stage that is. So check this out, guys. It says, I can see that Dominic Baptist's opportunity is currently in the junk removal sale. Yeah, I probably should have removed myself, not the pool pipeline, or I could have just used a different example, but his opportunity, whole house cleanup, is in that pipeline estimated schedule stage. Since I'm only authorized to operate in the pool pipeline, I'm unable to move him. Okay, guys, this actually brings me to a really, really important part that I talked about in one of my last videos too, is that whenever you have a lot going on inside of a sub account, like multiple pipeline stages, or maybe a contact it has multiple different calendars or appointments or this or that. Obviously, this is a demo account. This would never happen with like a real client. But if you do happen to have that, like we have right here, where we have 2 different pipelines, then yes, the bot kind of freaks out and it doesn't know what to do. So for that reason, I could actually go in, delete that one, because this one doesn't have the authority to go in and delete anything in that other pipeline. I should have done that beforehand, but that's just another reason and another thing that you guys can avoid, and make sure that that contact or whoever you're using isn't in multiple pipelines, isn't doing multiple things, which, like I said, would probably never happen, but I'm just letting you guys know. We're going to keep this in the video just so you guys understand that. Let me go and delete that one then. All right, guys, I actually just went and deleted that opportunity. So now let's test it out again. I said, try again. I deleted the other opportunity. So it should be able to take Dominic Baptist, which is me. I already have a contact in here, and it should be able to take me into that new pool pipeline that we just had Ask AI build for us and move us to the second stage, whichever stage that is. We're going to go check if it did that. And check it out, guys. It says done. I've created a new opportunity for Dominic Baptist in the pool pipeline and placed him in the second stage, site consultation. Is there anything else that you need from me? Not right now. Let's go see if it did it. And check it out, guys. Site consultation, Dominic Baptist. It worked perfectly. We could add a value if we knew the value. If we knew that the pool was valued at like $60,000, if that was the project, boom, we could have that in there. But these are all things that you can program into the Superbot. Obviously, we don't have 3 hours on this video to go program the most insane Superbot of all time. Maybe we'll do that later. But if we wanted to, we could program that entire agent over here in AI agents Click on Agent Studio. We're going to go back into this pool bot, and then we can click on the little chat icon, and we can go in here and ask it anything, update it, whatever we want to do. Or you can go to edit agent right here, test the agent, or update it right here as well. So for instance, if I wanted to add maybe a prompt that said, please collect all the information about the contact, including their budget, or maybe I had a form that had their budget on it. They go to the form, they fill out the budget of like 60 to 80,000. I want the bot to understand that budget and then be able to place that budget inside of the opportunities tab so that we know the value of that contact. Because for instance, what if we had 15 contacts and we had a $20,000 budget, $80,000 budget, $40,000 budget? We're running a bunch of Google ads. Now you have the ability to go through, look at the pipeline and opportunity stages and see exactly how much money you could potentially make and how much money you did make when it goes through the entire stage. Like let's say only 6 of them actually got created, like only 6 of those 15 different leads actually went through and got a pool made, then you would count up how much money was in those 6, how much did you make versus how much could you have made if you closed all 15. So these are different things that this super bot could do. I mean, honestly, I could go on forever, like literally go on forever. There's so many different things that we could program. There's so many different things that this could do, and it could all be done hands off. Like the whole thing is about being able to just let this bot go and do everything, be able to talk to the customer, go back and forth with the customer, find out what their budget is, like I said, find out when they want to do an on-site inspection or like an estimate and find out exactly what they want, and then be able to move them through the pipeline, set up their appointments, do absolutely everything, do a follow-up, like a 7-day follow-up. Like check this out, guys. Can you set up a 7-day text message follow-up for any leads that do not respond after 24 hours? Boom, done. And per usual, like I said, guys, I would go in and make sure that the follow-ups are already done. I would make sure that we have every single one completely different than the next. So each text message would sound different. And we could always just go do that in ChatGPT and then paste it right here. But I'm just being broad. I'm just being quick. And check this out. It's changing the entire instructions. The entire prompt is being rewritten before our very eyes to do a 7-day text message follow-up. Guys, here's the thing. I've been on GoHighLevel for a long time. Carson's been on GoHighLevel for a long time. How long would it have taken to build out everything that was just built, even with Ask AI, even with this bot? How long would it have taken?
Literally days,
yeah. If not over a week. And that takes a lot of time and money away from us as agency owners when we're trying to set up a lot of our customers, because instead of me going like, oh yes, I can set you up, sir, but I have to set up my other client first so I can get you in on Tuesday because this one's going to take me 4 days to build. Now it's like, no, I'll set you up and your friend and this person and that person, and I'll do it all in 48 hours. Like probably even faster than that. Like it's just crazy, and you don't need a huge team anymore. Like it's unbelievable. But check this out, guys. Updated pool superbot to run a 7-day SMS follow-up cadence for leads who don't reply within 24 hours using the connected default CRM plugin, which is just GoHighLevel. The sequence stops immediately if they respond, book, or opt out, and it escalates to your team after the day 7 is still unresponsive. Absolutely insane. I didn't even ask it to do that extra part. It just did it for me. Like, what is happening? And then I can just publish it and we're done. We're good. Like we now have the bot ready to go, built into the system. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There are definitely some things that it doesn't do perfectly right now. I've been testing it out like crazy, but it's just like an absolutely insane version of Ask AI right now. And we're going to get this thing exactly where it needs to be, hopefully in the next 30 days, to where we could just give you guys prompts. Like, let's say I built a prompt for a landscaping company. Of course, my landscaping company is doing multiple millions of dollars. I've been in the landscaping industry. If you guys didn't know that, I have my own physical companies. I'm doing irrigation now. So I am a client of myself. I know what it's like to be on the other end. I know what it's like to be a business owner, like a real physical blue collar business owner. So I know exactly what this bot could do for my companies, and I would love to use it, but I would also love for it to be able to be completely handed off and do everything for me. That way all I have to do is work in the field or have my employees work in the field or whatever it may be, and then I can kind of sit back and enjoy, being a business owner and not having to do all of these insane tasks all the time. So that's kind of what I care about. That's why I think
real quick, Dom. But so is when the conversation AI, like if you program this agent to chat back and forth with someone, let's say over text, And let's say one of the questions it's going to ask is like, what's your budget or some sort of financial qualification? Based on what that response is, are you able to make a pipeline literally for people based in a certain budget, and the super agent will add people to the pipeline based on their response in the conversations?
Yes. Anything you can program in here, that's ultimately what GoHighLevel is trying to create with this super bot. Yes. So if you wanted to create an entire AI prompt, you can do that here, or you can go to ChatGPT, have it create the prompt, and then do that here and explain exactly what you just said to me. Say that to ChatGPT, it'll create the prompt, boom, paste it in here, done.
Crazy.
So like, yeah, we're kind of getting to a point where genuinely anything you say can be done. So whatever it is, I don't care if it's e-commerce, I don't care if it's a corporation, I don't care if it's anything, the smallest business ever, the biggest business ever that's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. We are getting to the point where now you can custom code anything. AI can create absolutely anything that you want. And now that it can connect directly to the CRM, directly to GoHighLevel, directly to the pipelines, directly to the calendars, directly to the tags, directly to the fields, custom fields, anything, then what are we doing here? You know, where is the limitation? Where do we stop? Because I don't know anymore. Like, it's honestly kind of scary how much you can do, because now it's, it
does everything for you with a prompt. Yeah. I mean, it's at the point now where, we're going to be able to prompt it just like, hey, make this entire account. Here's their website. And I want an AI voice receptionist that's set up with it and an AI kind of conversation bot, and it's just going to do the whole thing, which is like, dude, like that used to take what, like weeks to do prior. Like, this is going to save a lot of money, a lot of time, which is why I wanted to make this video with you, because we're implementing a lot of these features for our clients in our agency right now. So obviously you're way more of a wizard around this stuff than I am. So I think it's good. You could jump on and kind of share this. And obviously, you have your own channel where you go super, super in depth on this stuff. So I don't know if there's anything else we wanted to show, Dom, but I'm pretty sure you kind of showed the main use cases with the super AI agent feature, and I'm sure it's only going to get better, right?
Absolutely. And guys, I could have shown 9,000 more things, but in a nutshell, that's kind of how you would set up an account from nothing. We started with that random website with a company we didn't even know, and now we have a bot that I promise you, I don't know that business. I really don't know. I don't know M&M Pool. I don't know them personally. I bet I could walk in to their business right now and have a better CRM just from what we built in this video. Guaranteed. I guarantee my CRM that was built right here is better than what they have right now. Absolutely insane, ridiculous. We did it as like just a concept video, and it's already better. So imagine what you guys can do for so many different small businesses, whether they're in the pool cleaning niche or any niche, to be honest. Now you could, like, anybody who's like, you have to only target gymnasiums or only target landscapers and stuff. It's like, I understand that in a scalable aspect, but why? Like, now we got to the point where I can go set up 15 different industries that are completely different, and I can go set them all up in under 48 hours easily. That are completely different. If you're running ads for those industries, that might be slightly different, but to set up their CRM, to do this, to be a GoHighLevel agency, what are we talking about? Set up anybody. Set up your cousin, your uncle. I don't care what they do. Set them up, get some money, get that recurring, and move on.
HighLevel is going to get to the point prior when you create a sub account, you literally, all you do is you either just give it like information from a website, or you give it a prompt on what you want in the sub account, and just builds everything out. Like, it's going to get to a point where this stuff is so advanced that, like, again, this is why the agency model, in my opinion, with ads and obviously these AI features, it's the bet to make in the future, right? Because like this stuff's only going to get better. I don't see it getting worse, so it's going to make our service better. And that's the whole goal, right? We want clients to be happy.
I was just going to say that Declan and I were talking on the phone the other day, the GHL wizard, and we both had the same kind of epiphany where, like, what if they start getting rid of everything on the side here because they don't need it anymore, and all we have is this.
It's just that. Yeah, it's just prompting.
A world where all you have is one bar, where all you
I think it'll get to that. I don't see why they wouldn't. We'll see. It might be a while, but...
Yeah, it might be a little bit of time, but there is a point to where I can see them getting rid of like the opportunities and pipelines, or like getting rid of these things because everything is already built on here, and then you can just use like the lead connector mobile app to maybe it's just this in a dashboard. Like maybe that's all it is. It's Ask AI in a dashboard where the dashboard shows the opportunity and everything. Like that's it. I don't know, man. Who knows? Maybe that's where we're headed, and I'm here for it. Anything that's easier for us and easier for the customer and easier for the small business, which I'm a huge small business guy. I think it's the backbone of at least the United States, in my opinion, and I think we need more small businesses. And 5 million new ones every year are being created. Like, if you're gonna sit here and say you can't find clients, I'm sorry, you're not trying.
Yeah, no, I second that 100%. Well, cool. I think we kind of covered everything we wanted to go through, Dom. So I don't know if you have any last words for the people, but I think this is a super informational, good video that I don't have much of on my channel. Like my channel is kind of a little bit very basic, but sometimes going in the weeds a little bit like this is helpful just so people can kind of see what you can do. Obviously, since High Level is the big platform I promote and you promote too, Dom. So people get a ton of bonuses when signing up for it. And these are just some of the features obviously you have inside, and it's endless, right? Like this is 0.01% of what's inside, and like businesses are paying so much money for people to do this for them. And I think this is the gap, because they don't know how to use AI. You know, they're 40, 50, 60 years old. They don't even want to learn it, to be fair. And respect to them. I wouldn't either. So like guys like us can come in and go do it.
Yep, absolutely. No, I'm excited to be on the program here. I'm excited to be on your channel. Obviously, Carson and I have known about each other for a long time, but it's nice to finally officially meet and really get on here and start making amazing content. Because, guys, you have to remember, Carson and I are YouTubers for free, technically. You know, we make these videos for free, and we would never promote something. I don't think Carson would ever promote something. I know I would never promote something that didn't work. GoHighLevel just works. It's just really, really good. And one of my favorite industries ever, and one of the best things. I would never steer anybody wrong. And I just think that everything we're seeing right here is absolutely insane. It's scary. I mean, there's a lot going on. If you're brand new, you're coming into GoHighLevel and you're seeing like new update this and new this. I understand. I was a first-time GoHighLeveler in 2021. It was the scariest thing I had ever done. And it was just constantly trying to figure out and adapt. And then something new would come out and I'd adapt to that. But I didn't have this, you know, and I'm not even trying to be that guy that was like, oh, back in my day. But back in my day, I had to do everything manually. I had to do everything. It was way freaking harder, guys. Like, this is the easiest time to join GHL I've ever seen in my life. It's the easiest time to become an AI agency, and it's the easiest time to work, like really work with small businesses. If you don't take advantage of it, then, you know, good luck finding the next big wave, because it's obviously AI. It's obviously AI agencies, and I've been in business long enough to know this is the best model of all time. So I'm happy to talk about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep making videos like this, and I think Carson will too. So thanks for having me on. This was an awesome video, 100%. And I can't wait to do a follow-up one for sure.
We'll do another one down the road. And yeah, I appreciate you for sharing everything today, guys. And you can go sub to Dom. I'll have his channel. We'll kind of do a collab so you guys can find him on the YouTube video. And yeah, Dom, it's a great chat. Thanks for sharing.
Perfect. Peace out, guys.
Yep. Peace.